If you've been on the internet for more than 3 minutes, you've probably heard someone complain about Velma. There was an immense amount of hate for it after the initial trailer. People hated the show before it had even come out. And me being the contrarian that I am, I was rooting for the show. I knew in my heart that this show would be a lot better than people thought it would be. And I understood that if the show turned out to be great, people wouldn't be able to admit it. People wouldn't be able to say I was wrong. Which is why I am very excited to reveal to you that I was wrong and I'm stupid and dumb. I should have just listened to everyone when they said this show would be bad. So Velma is supposed to be an animated dark comedy drama for young adults, I think. I'm not sure. I can't tell who this show is targeted toward. There are jokes that are clearly targeted toward people who are left-leaning and people who are right-leaning. However, very few of these jokes are good. The best way I can describe the joke quality would be if Family Guy was more political with less cutaways and had zero interesting characters. All of the characters in the show are just tropes. And I get that's supposed to be a part of the joke, but it's not done well most of the time. It makes the show seem like self-aware garbage. In addition to the lackluster comedy, the characters are poorly written. Velma, the character, is so unpleasant. She has zero redeeming qualities and it makes the show genuinely hard to watch. Throughout the entire show, we just get to see her take advantage and use the people she calls friends and family, then they criticize her for it, and then they allow it to happen again. There are several instances where the scene goes, "I'm so sorry, I'm such a shitty person." You know what, Velma? Fuck you. It's just my mom and you know I'm a shitty person because my mom is missing? And then the same thing happens again. What makes it worse is that after I watched the first 2 episodes, I thought that Velma was getting more hate than it deserves. And then I watched episode 3 and 4 and my eyes were opened. As the show progressed, there were constant references to the rest of the Scooby-Doo franchise.
Covert Operations Brain Initiative, or Scooby.
Scooby? And wait, what did Scooby do?
But those shows are leagues better than this show. I'm not even sure if I'm in the target audience for this show because it lacks identity. But to say that this show was 100% garbage would be disingenuous. There are some very funny jokes. I can recall 2 jokes that literally had me cackling. All of the pieces are there to make a great show, but I guess it doesn't matter if they don't actually use them. Some people will criticize the show for being too political or being too meta, but to say that either of those things are detriments would be a lie. Look at the Harley Quinn show. This show is arguably just as meta and just as political, yet people love it. I love that show. And going even further into the meta aspect, Rick and Morty is probably the most meta cartoon I've watched in a decade, other than Family Guy, of course. The point I'm trying to make is that to say Velma sucks because it's too meta or too political isn't very fair. Even the argument that they changed core aspects of the characters doesn't hold much merit to me. Marvel and DC change core aspects to their characters all the time, especially in the comics. Now, if this were a continuation of another series that changed a lot of stuff, I'd understand people's reactions. Velma doesn't suck because it's too political or too meta or there are too many changes to characters. It sucks because the writers are the equivalent to a room filled with monkeys and typewriters. If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's really that simple. Velma is getting a season 2 because of the amount of traffic it received during the first season. If you truly care about any franchise, not just the Scooby-Doo franchise, but any franchise, don't support bad content from it. But here's to hoping that Velma season 2 is pretty damn good. Also, here is one of those jokes that I mentioned earlier.
Oh, hey, Fred, have you seen Norville? I need him to help me investigate.
No, but I have found a way to make you like me. Check it out. And as if this isn't enough, I will also win your heart by proving I am a helpful ally, sister.
Look, I'm glad reading the feminine mystique caused a little growth.
Shush, a feminist is speaking. And he listened to your theory about your mom going missing at his house and actually found something. Turns out our house used to be owned by a woman named Dr. Edna Purdue.
Dr. Edna Purdue was a female neurologist.
You don't need to say female, Velma. You can just say neurologist.
Ah!
I've also been working on a project that is a little more ambitious than my usual videos. It's taken a little longer than I'd like, but I should have it out within a week. Don't quote me on that. In addition, we hit 200 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. Thank you guys for that.